who practice the racism are not here. Something is wrong. So, yes, in the global space, there is racism, and we must tackle it. It's been with us for 500 years. It was an idea, an ideology created to justify an economy of slavery. And it has stayed. Slavery ended, colonialism ended, but the idea, the ideology has remained, and we have to remove it, fight it, take it out of institutions, out of our minds. Now, you talk about the global space. Well, let me put it this way. Racism is not only when black people or brown people cannot breathe because of police violence, which we've talked about. Racism is when black people, brown people, people of color take their last breath because of policy violence. Policy violence. When they are denied life-saving, pandemic-ending medicines because they live in majority black countries or brown countries, when they can't access care or education because debt is choking them, what would you call that? That's racism. I want to take one issue, a recent one. A year and a half since the first doses of COVID were delivered, 75% of the people in high-income countries which are predominantly white, are fully vaccinated. But only 13% of people in lower-income countries, mostly brown and black, are vaccinated. 75-13. Wouldn't you call that racism? Well, you might not. You might say it's greed and profit, but let's examine it further. The companies that have this life-saving technology, health technology, have refused to share the rights and recipes with countries in the global south. Okay, you could say it's greed, but what about their governments who put hundreds of billions of dollars into the innovation, who are not leveraging that money and bringing that technology so that others can produce for themselves? Isn't that racism? South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa has called it vaccine apartheid. That's what he called it. The UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination called it, I quote, a pattern that replicates slavery and colonial era racial hierarchies. It's not me. The UN committee has called it that. President Ramaphosa has called it vaccine apartheid. So let's name it. Some global policies, some global rules embed racism in them and have outcomes that are racist. Africans were told by the pharmaceutical companies who refused to share their technology that the vaccine was too complicated for Africans to make, that's why they were not sharing it. Is that